The most shoplifted book in America is the Bible. Al Capone's older brother was a federal prohibition agent. The first man to survive going over Niagara Falls in a barrel died after slipping on an orange peel. 3 strange facts driven by irony and one common thread that most humans share. Bad things only happen to, quote, other people. That Christian that vows that he or she is a servant of God not only stole a Bible, but probably spent the previous week drinking to excess, swearing to no end, yelling endlessly and judging others without reason. Basically being the worst example of a God-abiding person imaginable. Why? Because the rapture isn't coming for him or her, it's coming for others. Time to start becoming a little more God-fearing, right? Wouldn't want to be a hypocrite, now would we? Al Capone? He figured he had the best cover ever. Hey, I'm not a criminal. I'm a legitimate businessman with family and law enforcement. So when it became clear he was driving alcohol sales in an era of prohibition, he still felt bulletproof. Maybe heart disease is what took him down in the end, but Lord knows he was waiting to go in a hail of gunfire for his crimes. That asshole at Niagara Falls? Well, this prick just felt, hey, if I die, I die. If I live, I'm a hero. Nothing heroic about dying from old fruit or avoidable circumstances, is there? Just ask the croc hunter and his annoying fucking kids about that one. This doesn't just apply to the stupid. Everybody in this room has gotten on a 140-ton jetliner and somehow felt good about rocketing through the sky, figuring plane crashes happen, again, only to other people. Or we exceed the speed limit on the ground, figuring those numbers on the signs don't actually apply to us. Hell, we eat expired meat. We drink well beyond the legal limit, and we continue to smoke despite science telling us you will die quicker. Tonight, we're going to look through a week's worth of headlines that prove no matter how rich, famous, powerful, or bulletproof you think you are, you're never smarter than irony. And because we're us, we're going to laugh at those who fail in the hugest ways possible. Schadenfreude sounds like a word the maestro would use, but we don't have time to listen to you try, so just hit my goddamn music.
Hey, welcome back to Needless to Say. This is Dave. I'm here tonight with Craig and our own Dane Cook.
Wait, are you telling me that intro was stolen?
No, just our jokes from last week.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been waiting on that for 7 days. But I had to be cool when we decided who was bringing us in.
As bad as it was that I stole those jokes from you guys, it's not as bad that you spent 7 days.
Yeah, that's it. That was the culmination of 7 days of thought.
Yep, that's it.
See, I was out having a life this week. So, hey, whatever gets you through this.
Hey, I was happy about it.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
Not
same
much.
old.
Not
Same old,
much.
same old.
We're here in Studio Brad.
Yeah, we are.
Studio Brad, yeah.
Yeah, no Mike tonight,
Nah.
and for good reason. We've busted his balls before about calling out because he had a tummy ache, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Mike had a death in the family. He actually
Two
deaths.
Yeah.
He lost his aunt Ann, who I've known for a long time as well. Awesome woman, great person. She got sick and she passed away. And then I want to say amazingly, but I want to say beautifully, 2 days later, her husband passed away.
Yeah.
And so that's a big shock on the family, But I went to the wake last night, and they were both laid. Had them laid out together.
That's nice.
And it was nice, in a sense. I mean,
It happens a lot. You hear about that happening because people get so used to living with each other that a part of your life is gone.
Yeah.
And you
even
kind of
though
give up.
They were both sick. I don't want to reveal too much. It's
No,
not my
yeah,
place,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they were both sick. And I guess maybe he found out that she passed. I don't know.
No, he knew. He was, yeah.
And I imagine that's kind of what went down.
Kind of just
Yeah.
said, hey, you know what? I'm going too.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things. So, yeah, Mike has,
He's with his family.
He's with his family. So,
And can we do this the right way? The only way this show knows how. I would love if we could all raise a toast to
Yes.
Mike's family.
yep, to Mike's family.
We're thinking of you. Rest in peace. But I also know that Mike has been adamant about us making sure that we did record tonight. So
Yeah, he did.
let's be ourselves and let's do this. And hopefully wherever we're broadcast, let's hope we have a better audience in the afterlife.
Yeah.
I would love to find out that in heaven we're just killing it.
Oh, you thought our show was playing in heaven?
Well, that's true. Then his family's probably not.
Yeah.
Hearing this. Okay. But if you like warmer climates,
Yes.
we're available on all major health.
They use it for
podcast
torture in room 6.
We're very popular in hell
Yeah.
and Florida.
They give it to all the people that thought they were Christians. Listen to this, bitches.
I would love the waiting room down there. If you're an abortion doctor, raise your hand.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be funny.
Honestly, when I said it, I didn't think it was.
But yeah, I mean, no, it sucks. My wife's boss, his father passed away this week as well. So my wife went to a funeral in Connecticut today.
Wow.
So my wife comes home today and says to me, I want to tell you where everything is. Like, starts giving me all the numbers for like the life insurance policy. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And she's getting me. She's like, it's just been all the, going to these things. I had to think about this. She's like, because if anything happens to me, you don't know anything. And I'm like, no, I don't. And I don't want to. I was like, don't
This
worry
was a
about
big
it.
breakthrough for her.
Yeah.
She was giving you access.
Yeah, she was.
This doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. She told me where everything was, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to know. And she's like, well, you'll need to. If something happened, you'd be screwed. I was like, no, I know where the bridge is.
Her mindset is so misguided that she thinks you're going to outlive her.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. That's what I was thinking, too.
The only way she dies before you is if you're pushing her down a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when she started talking about life insurance, I'm like, how much?
Did I say she outlives you?
Yeah.
I meant you outlive her. We've
shit.
been drinking for an hour and a half before we even started the show tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? But anyway, one last toast. Mike, we're thinking
Mike,
of you.
yes,
buddy.
to Mike
Cheers
and
to
his
you.
family. Let's get back to normal here. This week, I did my normal sarcastic thing on a job. Right. To a kind of very important guy. That's like he's been around for a long time. He's a contractor.
All right.
He's not just a customer, like a residential customer. He's a contractor. We've been doing work for him for a very long time.
So a lot of repeat business.
Yes.
Okay.
And he is very important. He's a very straight shooter. He's not one to joke around and stuff, but he's also very repetitive. So every time you go to do a job, he's like, "Oh, let me lay this out for you." I'm like, "Oh, so you want me to do my job?" Like he explains to you how to do your job every time you go to do it. So I'm like, "All right, whatever." And it gets a little annoying after a while, but I've known him for a while anyway. So at the end, he says to me, "Any questions?" So I'm like,
Couldn't
"Yes."
help yourself.
I'm like, is Cleveland really the heart of rock and roll? And he responded, "Well, from what I've seen, I believe it. Anything else?" And I was blown the fuck away. Because this is a guy who's been so serious for years. And he knew exactly what I said. Like he didn't look at me like, "What are you fuck?" Like as soon as without skipping a beat, he said, "Well, from what I've seen, I believe it. Anything else?" I lost my shit. I was like, I was stunned. I was like, such a corny, stupid thing I said to him. But
Like he's been waiting years for you to finally be funny.
yeah, exactly.
Wow, somewhere Huey Lewis got just a little bit of his hearing back.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the whole thing is in the morning I heard it in Home Depot. I heard that song. So it just popped in my head. As soon as he said anything else, I'm like, yes.
I'd like to go back and pull that audio of you just saying he gets very repetitive and it's annoying, so we can play it back to you when you start.
When I repeat
repeat stories, yes.
Yes.
We get finger cramps from hitting that fucking button.
But yeah, it was just fucking weird that he responded that. I was expecting.
It was out of character.
I was doing it to be sarcastic and in a way snotty to him. Like, dude, you do this all the time. You know?
You didn't expect that response.
I did not expect that response. And when I got it, I had a whole new respect for the guy.
Huey
Things have
Lewis
changed.
is the great unifier.
Yeah. Yes.
He is
Yeah.
what brings us together.
Yep. No, and it was just funny.
You should have gone to him with the bill and be like, if this is it, please let me know.
Yeah.
And the Huey Lewis portion of the show is now over.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Dave, how's your week, buddy?
Not too bad. It was not too bad. A couple nights ago, we were middle of the night, right? We're sleeping, and I get jolted awake. Whack! Wake right up, scared. My wife rolled over, punched me in the face. She's sleeping, sound asleep. Now it wasn't just she punched me. She's got some carpal tunnel, so she wears this brace on her wrist.
Oh, so there's like steel rods in it?
It wasn't just like, she put her hand out in her sleep. She
was like, finish him.
Yeah. She sub-zero my throat.
Get over here.
Yeah. So, that was the middle of my week. The baby's finally sleeping straight through the night. I was in the middle of a good sleep, and then whack! That punch right in the face.
Yeah.
But that was the funny thing this week. But the rest of my week has been a little weird. I have two bosses right now. It's kind of like Office Space, where if I make a mistake, I get 12 people tell me about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So where I work, we train new people, and my whole department's kind of segmented. Like, I train a certain group of folks, and other people do different things.
Yep.
My boss at the time, our team was growing, so there's too many people for him. So I get shipped off to another team that's kind of mixed.
Sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Please. So I still.
Are you selling neutral light or whatever that shit is?
I have a pamphlet for you later.
Yeah.
But so I have to report to him for certain things, but I have an official boss that does my reviews and performance that's separate. But I'm starting to see kind of how the organization works, because I'll get emails from him, and then 20 minutes later, verbatim the same emails from my new boss.
Yep.
And it's just odd, man. It's like they both tell me the same things at different times.
Well, they're competing.
They sit next to each other in the same office.
Oh, so all
in
the
New Jersey.
That's what they're doing. They're swinging their day. Who can get the day first? Who can get the response first?
And that should be one of those things. Like, how about you guys pool your ideas together, and then send me an email so I can respond to it properly. Yeah,
it'd be nice. I don't want to push buttons because I've got a good gig right now. I get to work from home a lot.
Yeah,
and they're 3-4 states away. I don't want to push buttons.
Yeah, you don't have to see them and stuff. That's even better. Yeah, I like that.
So other than that, I'm still bummed about the whole Michael Jackson thing. I've been thinking about it all week because I can't listen to Thriller anymore and enjoy it. My whole Halloween season is ruined. I love Halloween. October for me is that time of year. I can't listen to Thriller.
No,
anymore.
you can't, because you're thinking Thriller. You're like, what's
Thriller
that?
Sucks.
Shut your face.
Like,
terrible
is that
song.
Two Fingers?
All that video showed me now is that
Thriller.
He loved children and dead people.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
He tried to become both.
That was funny. Is you see the article from LaToya Jackson? In 1992, when this all first started, when the first time he was accused, she basically came right out and said, I'm not defending him.
No shit.
What she was like, what adult, this is an actual interview. She said, what adult sleeps with children in their own bed? She's like, I'm not defending this, and I'm not going to defend anybody that does anything to hurt innocent children.
Wow.
Who would have thunk that LaToya and like Tito were the two most stable Jacksons?
Yeah. Yep.
Now for the voice of reason. LaToya?
I'm sorry, if you could just move your hair out of the way and get it off the microphone.
Take that python off the microphone, please.
Yeah, but it got me thinking. Like the weather's starting to change. We're getting into spring, and I was like, oh yeah. Then we get to summer. Then I love the fall, my favorite time of year.
Same
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And
I'm
I
the
think
same way.
Halloween's my favorite holiday, just
Yeah.
because of the weather
100%.
and the build up and everything. I love all old monster movies and those things.
Yep.
Even some of the music. But I started thinking about Thriller. I'm like, God damn it!
Yeah.
Could have just left those fucking kids alone so I could enjoy October.
So I can enjoy one video.
No.
One half
Nope.
hour long video.
No, you can't, because there's a bunch of like victims who are now in their 30s going, it's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. As soon as the moonlight hits, that's it. It's over.
That's it. I mean, but that's pretty much been my week. You know, nothing. I haven't been as funny as Craig apparently, and I wasn't as stressed as Brad for the first half of the
I
week.
made a horrendous Huey Lewis joke.
But it paid off.
At least your week involved a musician that didn't molest children.
Yes. Yeah, and there was that. Yep.
So hashtag small victory.
Yeah.
My week, I mean, Dave had a week where he's competing with two bosses. I'm trying just to have one. No, I had my review, and as I mentioned a few weeks ago, my company got acquired. And so we're at that point now where, you know, put up or shut up. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm not going to say anything negative. It's just that time where you take stock in what you're doing. It's crazy because this will be a full job cycle. If something happens, this will be a full job cycle that happened on this show.
Yeah.
I accepted this job recording this show,
this
and
show.
now I'm doing this. My fingers are crossed. I'm hoping everything's good. It wasn't a bad meeting. It was just one of those things where it's really going to be a numbers game. And sometimes you get so into, I'm an editor, so sometimes you get so into the art of what you're doing that you forget that there's got to be a payoff at the end of it.
Yeah, and you're in the like biggest of corporate stuff. This isn't.
Well, the company's small by comparison.
Yeah, but it's still
we're dealing
still
with
corporate.
But you're in that
You're
forum.
Yeah.
And now that we've been acquired by a much bigger firm, we have to play the corporate role a little bit more. And you know what? There was nothing that happened at this meeting this week that I disagreed with. It's just, you know, it's a hefty task. It's a steep hill to climb, and I'm up for it. You know, let's just make sure that they're all on board. It's gonna be a fun ride. We'll leave it at that. But you know what? I care about my job. I love the company. So you know, head down. And that'll be that. I mean, I'm
you've
gonna get
never said
carpal-
nothing bad about the company.
I love
You've
the company.
always liked where you said it right from the first time you went to New York. You came back. You're like, I kind of like this. It was awkward because you're older than everybody else.
Well, I'm older than everybody on my team. Not everybody at the company.
On your team. But you like, I'm the oldest guy there. But you were like, but I actually like it. I like this. Is you know.
It was a different vibe from what I had. The prior job I had
was
was
enjoying
extremely huge company. You know, 60,000 employees in America and 300,000 worldwide.
Wow.
And it's just a tremendous company. It was an energy
It was
company.
a porn in. No. It was the porn industry.
I don't want to talk about it, but it is the hub of all things adult
He
entertainment.
was a marketer for the Fleshlight.
That shit sells itself.
Yeah, it does.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to get into it, but it was intense beginning and end of the week, and but I'm here now. I got a beer in my hand in my house, and the only other thing I have to say that I did this week that's completely off record. Well, it's not anymore. I'm putting it on the air.
Yeah.
I started binging Smallville.
Oh,
Okay,
on
now,
purpose?
You poor
yeah,
bastard.
and I'm going to say this. How in the blue fuck did this show go 10 years?
I don't know. I'm a comic book superhero guy. I watched the first season, started to watch the second season, and then it wasn't like I was like, I hate this show and walked away. I just forgot about it. That's even worse because I was trying to hold on.
You wanted to.
Yeah, I wanted it to be good, and I forgot about it and never watched it. And don't get me wrong. What do you call it? Dean Cain. I like him. He's cool.
It wasn't him.
No.
Oh, no.
It was Tom Welling.
Yeah, Tom Welling.
Yeah.
That was Lois and Clark, I'm thinking. Tom Welling. I didn't. It's not that I hated it. It's just. I hated it. It sucked.
All right,
It's a
I've
shitty show.
never seen it. Never seen it.
it
What
has-
is it about the show?
Well, basically, you've got it's rewriting history again. Everything you thought you knew about it. Turns out Clark Kent and Lex Luthor, besties.
Oh, they were the best friends ever.
They were the best of friends. And by the way, Metropolis is now in Kansas. As much as we wanted to believe that Metropolis was way across the country and where New York would have been, no, it's like just an hour away in Kansas. Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
but everybody in farm country, and because his dad is now played by Bo Luke, or Bo Duke.
Yeah.
Did I say Bo Luke?
Yeah. You
Doesn't
said-
really fucking matter. He's a Dukes of Hazzard guy. John Schneider,
The
that
one that
fucking
didn't
hick
do coke and slap a girl in the ass.
that we know of.
That we know of.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And his mom is played by Annette O'Toole, who played Lana Lang in Superman 3.
Yep.
Just to confuse this shit even further.
Yeah.
So then, every week, now the whole idea of Superman is the meteorite landed in Kansas.
Right.
What Smallville basically tries to do is say that that meteorite affected everybody. Like, the whole town is getting fucked up. So every week, something fucked up happens. And, like, somebody's got special powers, and then Clark, while hiding his identity, goes and fixes it.
Yeah.
Okay, but then they're still so protective of Clark and his powers. Never mind the fact that the 13-year-old down the block just sprouted wings and set the school on fire, or that this other kid murdered the school principal. But Clark's still on the newspaper, and wow, that was a wacky week. Hey guys, 9 more people died. This is like Angela Lansbury on Murder, She Wrote.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, that was the thought I was just having.
Yeah.
Like, she killed everybody in that goddamn show.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody.
Yes, she
They
did.
should have revealed that at the end, that she was behind all of it.
She was
Bitch.
behind every murder.
My mother used to watch that show, and I yelled at her. I'm like, this old woman is killing everybody.
Can you imagine being a bed and breakfast owner in Maine? Wait, we booked a Jessica something or other. Oh, no, wait. No, not that old bag.
No,
9 people died last week.
Yeah.
God.
So that's Smallville, basically. They treat Clark like he's this weird special thing, and
Yeah.
yet weirder, more special things are happening, and they're just ignoring it. Like, children are dying. There was a vampire kid in season 2. I'm on halfway through season 2 now. 10 seasons of this show await me. So yeah, basically
Are
Superman
you going to watch
sucks.
all 10 of them?
I've run out of things to binge. There's only so many times I can watch The
There's some of the
Sopranos.
shows that can point you in the direction of some you might like, some you might not. Don't watch that.
But now I'm committed. I'm kind of in now.
I'm still stuck on Clark and Lex Luthor being buddies.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
Like, turns out, like, Dr. Evil and Austin Powers were brothers
Yeah.
growing up. Like, is that hokey?
It's kind of like that.
yeah.
Basically, Lex is older than them. Lex was in Kansas or in Smallville when the meteorite hit. And you can cut all this shit out. I don't care.
No.
But it comes to, and basically he's 9 years old and he has a beautiful head of red hair. And then the meteorite hits and now he's bald for life. He's like the Caillou of the superhero universe.
So the media hit, and it was the best, luckiest day of his life.
Yes.
They got rid of all his red hair.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes a ginger.
That's right.
Like,
We said it last week.
we said it last week.
And the actor that plays him looks like he has no body hair anyway. He looks like he's just this pasty, pubeless fuck. So he actually advertises that way at Comic-Con. He's like, hi, I'm a pasty, pubeless fuck.
He was the next runner-up for the Thriller video that just didn't quite make the cut.
That's right.
Yeah.
He was the big finale.
That was the sound of a grown man choking. Oh my God!
man.
Actually, kind of reminds me of
I just thought
Buffy
that was
the
the biggest
Vampire
problem
Slayer,
with
right?
Rocky Dennis. They made Rocky Dennis. Not only was his face all fucked up, they gave him a big long mane of red hair.
That's what he looked like. Have you ever actually seen a picture of Rocky Dennis?
Yeah.
He looks a lot like Eric Stoltz, and that's why we haven't seen Eric Stoltz since then.
Every time somebody puts a picture in front of me, I duck.
that movie wasn't in 3D, but it has the same effect. Oh my God!
His head's coming at me.
It's a fireball. No, it's just a redhead.
Shit.
It's a calcification. All right, it's good to be back to normal. All right.
Yeah. So Smallville sucks.
Yeah, and so do we for making fun of Rocky Dennis.
We didn't. Craig did.
Well, no, but I've been doing it for ages.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
I have a Rocky
it's-
Dennis wallpaper on my phone.
Does it have all the 58 Dodges on it or whatever?
No, it's a it's an action figure of a Rocky Balboa, and they stuck a head that was morphed, and then they put red hair on it. So it's got Rocky, but wearing the red, white, and blue trunks and boxing gloves.
No, what's funny is though, like it's Rocky Dennis. It's like half of the makeup from the end of Rocky 1. So they didn't have to go that far.
It was like that scene they cut out of Mask, where he screamed Adrian and then had a seizure.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then they had that race friendly moment where he looked across the ring and screamed, "Apollo is not an animal."
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the Elephant Man. I mean, they're just in all sorts of
It's
movies
his
right
cousin,
now.
John Merrick.
Yes.
Yeah.
This cousin.
They had to be related.
Oh my god.
This whole episode started with a tribute.
Yep. Yeah.
We're terrible fucking people.
Meanwhile, Mike's at home thanking God for gingers and deformed people because we're not picking on him.
Yep.
Exactly.
My God.
I feel like we've done some good in the universe right now.
Yeah, it didn't last long, but
So I'm looking across the table right now, and I'm seeing that Dave is drinking a Guinness.
I am.
While he's wearing a green shirt that says Guinness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's got an orange shirt underneath it, so this can only mean one thing. Dave is colorblind, and it's St. Patrick's week.
It's St. Patrick's Day week.
My wife gave up trying to help me dress.
Yeah. Now she just doesn't want you to go out and pick up women.
She knows that's
She's
not
like,
happening.
you're leaving the house. She's like, yep, you look good. Go ahead.
Eat this cupcake too, fat ass.
Yeah.
Half expecting him to show up next week in suspenders and a smile.
My wife will take me out, right? And this is no joke. This is why I love my wife, because if I could have something like ripped or fucked up on the back of me and not know it, and be like, hey, how do I look? And she's like, perfect. Let's go. And then at the end of the night, when I'm like, hey, what the hell's this? She's like, ha! You should have noticed it when you put it on, dumbass. Oh, and she'll parade me around like, yeah, I'm with him. So it's only reflects on her. But she'll enjoy the joke.
I mean, we've gotten past the point we're thinking that you were a trophy husband.
He's a participation husband.
Yeah, exactly.
You were the photocopied certificate of husbands.
Yeah, exactly.
You had that trophy that was just a little glove with a ball. It wasn't even the full baseball player. Yeah, that's you.
The glove was always off to the side because you weren't using it. Mike actually had a trophy made of him too, but it's just empty because he wasn't available to show up that day.
It's a couch. A golden couch.
It's a
The golden
bronze
couch
potato.
It's a glove with a price tag on it.
Oh shit!
You didn't think we weren't going to mention you tonight, did we?
Pair of work gloves that have never been worn.
They call those gloves.
Still has the Benny's tag on it.
Yeah. And a little plastic thing holding it together. So you can't lose one.
He's been trying to work with his hands 2 inches apart for years.
Which has been perfect.
But anyway, at St. Patrick's Day, so
It is.
I get all dressed up. Wasn't able to get shit faced today. We actually took the baby up. Went up to Foxborough, the Patriot Place. They do a big
Yep.
Irish thing for families, and went up there for a while and walked around and did whatever we did up there. The baby now, she's almost a year and a half. So she's walking around.
She was flipping those telephone poles over.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, she had fun. So we got all dressed up, went up there for St. Patrick's Day. Normally before the baby, we'd be down in Newport getting bombed with all the college kids at the Newport parade.
Yeah.
But, so that's kind of us enjoying it. That's why I'm drinking Guinness.
Yep.
That time I don't drink it often, but I was like, fuck it. Why not?
I'm also drinking Guinness.
You get the blondes.
I'm just drinking the blondes.
I've never had one. How are they?
They're pretty good. Here,
I'm not asking
one.
you for one.
Take one. No, try it. You'll enjoy it.
There's probably a lot of roadblocks out tonight. I don't know.
Yeah. No, they're good. I enjoy them. But I was never one to run out for St. Patrick's Day. Well, I'm Portuguese. No, it's good. No,
you wait for the summer with all the festivals.
Because
and all the
everybody's
feasts.
Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
Which is ridiculous.
I never ran out for it because it's just another day to party.
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah. It's not an actual.
It's not a holiday.
No.
No.
What did he do?
I don't even
Did
know.
he lead the rats on a fucking island? Oh no, that is a Pied Piper song. What did he do? I forgot. Nobody fucking knows.
No one. St. Patrick, he got drunk.
He got drunk. Yeah. I never understood that.
No. I never understood. I've never been out one to go out. We've been down to Newport once or twice for the party. I'll tell you, the best St. Patrick's Day celebration I ever went to was in Savannah, Georgia.
Yep.
Unfucking believable party. So
and we know somebody who's probably there.
Oh,
right
Christy,
now.
that's right.
She is there.
Yeah,
she is there.
So,
right
I
now.
got a text that was completely indecipherable that didn't come from Mike.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, so Christy is in Savannah.
It was the best St. Patrick's Day celebration I've ever been to.
Really?
It was. First of all, the weather is beautiful. This time of year is probably like 70 degrees and sunny.
Yeah.
Right. It's not quite humid yet, but Savannah, like old downtown Savannah, it's actually where they filmed the Forrest Gump scenes where he's waiting for the bus.
Yeah.
Those beautiful squares. He's on the bench. Like that's downtown Savannah.
Well, it's gorgeous, but I never think of Irish culture in Savannah.
I wouldn't either. Right.
We live in
southern.
our-
I think
from
I'm in the
Boston.
muddy New York City, like hanging out, like I'll be busting your head with this freaking Billy Club.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Right. Like that's what you expect. Yeah. But
Well,
You learned everything about Irish culture from one movie.
Yeah.
Set in 1890.
Yeah, exactly. No, every cop in New York is an Irish guy.
Okay, what about the city an hour north of here, Boston? This is the most Irish place
all the
outside
mob
of
people
Dublin.
in Boston. They're all the mob people. The Italian guys are the cops. It's an anti. There's always a balance.
What
There's
I
always
love
a
is
balance.
that you just did my 23andMe. That's it. The whole thing's
Done.
covered.
New York and Boston's like the yin and yang. You know what I mean? There has to be
Yeah.
a balance.
Brad's so conflicted. He's like, I'm both. I don't know what to do.
I step away for 1 minute. What the fuck happened?
But the other crazy thing in Savannah was there's this one part of town. It's right on the river. I want to say it's like Water Street or River Street, and it's like someone took 3 blocks of fucking New Orleans and Mardi Gras and dumped it in this old southern town. It's
really?
fucking insane.
That's cool.
It was. I got down there and I was like, why did we start here? Just looking around, it was fucking amazing. Drinking all day, having a blast. As long as you didn't like flip cars over, the cops left you alone. I was good.
That's nice.
I just made sure I was the
That's really
second
nice.
most obnoxious person there because that first guy would get tagged before me.
I'm just curious. Is there a big Irish culture? Because you're like the third person. Christy obviously being the first. But somebody else had reminded me, too, that Savannah's got like this ridiculous
It was insane.
Irish thing. And I don't get it.
I don't know if there's a big Irish culture down there. I have no idea. I just know when I was in college, a girl that I knew there, she was from Savannah. She's like, hey, why don't you guys come down for the weekend? It's St. Pat.
Was she Irish?
Okay. No.
No.
But first of all, when you get down in the deep south, everybody's just Southern. They don't have ethnic backgrounds.
Yeah.
You would ask people like, oh, what's your ethnicity? Southern. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all do that. They're like, Israeli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Iran. No. But yeah, they're all Southern. So I don't know what the deal is, but it was I was taken aback. I was not expecting it. I was like, oh fuck, we'll go down to this, whatever. So I'm thinking, I'm from up north. I've been to Boston on St. Patrick's. Fuck your southern part. And I showed up. I was like, wow, we suck up north.
Yeah.
Every New York, Boston, any city up here, it all ends the same way. Fist fights and stereotypes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in Chicago,
yeah.
same thing.
Well, they dye the river green.
Ends
over
in
there.
gunfights.
Yeah.
And stereotypes.
It does now. Yeah.
But the river's still green.
River's still green.
Yeah.
Some streaks are red, but it's green for the most part.
Oh, Jesus. It's like the flag.
Yeah.
Right?
So Craig and I are both enjoying some Guinness tonight
Yeah.
in honor of St. Patrick's Day.
I was just
This is
enjoying it 'cause
our
I like
little-
it. I didn't give a shit about St. Patrick's Day.
It's our little piece of cultural appropriation for the night.
And I'm drinking McMiller.
Yeah.
Actually, Miller's an Irish name. Come to think
Right?
of it.
Mick Miller.
Yeah, there you go.
Close enough.
You bought it at McDonald's. It's a McMiller.
Every morning I wake up and I go, oh, Miller. So it works out.
It's a Mick Miller. Dude,
Yeah.
You know what I found out this week? Totally by accident. How awful McDonald's food really is.
Oh, it's horrendous.
So we took the kids
I
to
love
like
it.
a trampoline park last weekend. On the way home, we're like, fuck it, let's just get a McDonald's on the way home for lunch. And we got a cheeseburger for the baby. Threw the buns out and just cut her up the cheeseburger. And she
Yeah.
ate. So I was like, fuck it, I'll feed the squirrels.
it-
We just had a snowstorm. Like squirrels haven't ate in months.
Yep.
I threw the buns out the window into the backyard. They're still there. My squirrels walked by him on 2 feet of snow. They're like, nah, pass.
Yep.
And moved on. I was like, all right, I'm not having that ever again.
It's so
Processed.
beyond process that animals won't eat it.
No,
won't
starving
eat it.
squirrels walked by a McDonald's bun.
Go behind your house and dump a box of fries in the ground, and go back 3 days later.
Still there.
It's still there, and they look like you just got them out of the fryer later. They're like picture perfect.
And that's because Craig is eating them.
Yeah.
Right next to 3 dead squirrels.
Next time, dump them out next to your fence so Ron has something to snack on while he's peeing in your backyard.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, Ron had a week, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
He got a new hat.
Yep.
Showed it off to the world.
Yeah, he did.
He got into it with Joey B.
Joey B.
Joey B.
Yeah, he got into it with Joey B.
Yeah.
Apparently, Joey B made a needless to say reference on his page. And,
Yeah.
and Ron was extra reluctant this
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. He
He
was.
was not feeling it. Not feeling
Joey.
it. Joey's actually in Rhode Island as we speak. Joey,
Yes, he is.
we think that was a great move. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. We love you, Joe.
And for the record, that would be a great shirt.
Yeah. What's funny is Joey B wasn't the only, I don't want to say fan, only person outside of needless to say we interacted with this week.
No.
Yeah.
We actually had guests.
Yeah.
And actually, they did. And we did.
And we did. Yep.
They technically had us on their show.
But we took it over.
Oh, from the moment we got there.
Yeah.
We kind of
We hijacked him.
we kind of hijacked it, and the thing was, I think it would have been better. We didn't take time to plan it out with them, so Brad being
Well, wait, before you get too far,
Yep.
let's let everyone know who we're talking about.
Yes.
Right. So before we get too far into the story, so earlier this week we did a call with the guys from Nerd Entertainment Hub.
Yeah.
Nerdy Hub.
Nerdy Hub.
Right, you'll catch them on social media.
At Nerdy Hub on Twitter.
Right.
Yep.
So we did an interactive call with those guys earlier in the week and did a kind of a recording. So just so everyone knows who we're talking about, we had a
exactly.
blast doing it. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
We
it
ripped
was
through.
fun.
It was probably about an hour and a half straight without any breaks.
It was
Yeah.
an hour and I think 37 minutes.
I anticipated 30 minutes
Yeah.
of awkward talk. Now, we met these guys at Comic-Con. Just
Yep.
to give you some backstory.
Yeah.
We met them at Comic-Con. They were we met them later in the weekend. But one of the guys that came over, I believe it was Josh.
It was.
Yeah, Josh came over and we were, just chatting it up with him. And he's like, hey, we got a podcast too. And it's a lot of what you guys seem to be into. And, they are into all of the sci-fi and the comic books and the movies that we like. So me being me, I decided to create some bullets. But my bullets are more like cannonballs.
Yeah. Brad was like, we walked into the show. That was the thing. They're like, oh, let's do it tonight. And we even discussed, do you have anything specific you want to talk about? And everybody was like, oh, no. Well, we'll see. Let's go. Brad comes in and just starts hammering questions out. Like, Brad was just laying shit down. which was perfect though.
It wasn't. We took over their show. Basically,
No,
we were
didn't.
guests, and I came with questions. When was the last time you went to a radio show and somebody came on there and the host didn't have the questions?
Well, it wasn't that they didn't have them. I think they did. I think that we just jumped on it first, and I think they were going to try to ask us other stuff, more along the lines of what we do.
Oh, if only we gave them a
And
chance.
we didn't give them a chance, and we just hit them with what they know. What they do.
I wasn't with you guys at Comic-Con to meet
No.
them, but I think that's why they wanted to kind of interact with us, is because you had those
Yeah.
common interests, and that's where Brad went. He came with some prepared topics that we knew would be common interests that were
They would
recent,
be-
relevant
yes,
topics,
yes.
right?
And at the same time, my thinking was these are things that we've covered on our show,
yeah.
but are kind of off-brand and a little out of character for us.
Sure.
Not that, I mean, we love Marvel movies. We love Star
No,
Wars.
but we think about them a little differently.
We don't dedicate a whole episode to one of those shows or one of those topics.
And we don't dissect everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not saying that they do, because I've listened to a bunch of their shows. These guys are good.
No,
Right.
But they know what they're doing.
They know
Yeah.
exactly.
They know
what
their
they're talking
stuff,
about.
man.
Yeah.
They're focused on that I don't say genre, but that's their wheelhouse. Is the
Yeah.
sci-fi movies
and they're
games
very
and
smart
things.
about
They
it.
know it all,
and they
right?
know it.
So I was afraid we were going to come across as dumb. To be quite candid with you guys, I was worried that we were going to come on and be like, "Yay, Thanos,"
Yeah.
or "Darth Vader is my spirit animal," or one of those stupid fucking statements. I didn't want to be clowns
Right.
to their audience, but I also, part of me, about halfway through the show, I'm like, "Wow, we really are exposing just how fucking nerdy we are."
Yeah, I think we had a good discussion with them.
Yep.
I liked how the Star Wars conversation that I had with them. Right away, he's like, "I love your theories; they're great, but I'm about to tear them apart." And I loved that.
Yeah.
I loved that. That was awesome, and he did. To an extent, he did.
Sure.
And it made me think about certain things. Like I said, they're more in depth on those things, and I like that. It was cool. It was a lot of fun.
And that's
It was
their
a lot of fun.
focus. And I think, you're very into Star Wars. Like you and Mike are both very into Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think a lot more so than Brad and I.
Well,
Yes.
I would. I'm about halfway between you and them.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
But you did Game of Thrones.
Right. And
Yep.
you're more into wrestling. So there were certain parts. So, not all of us are as into the same topics as the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas those two guys, even though they bounced off each other from wrestling to Star Wars, I think they have a lot more of those areas that they have in common that they can together talk about. Do you know what I mean? Like
exactly. And it was good, and we spread it out, and you guys talked about wrestling in depth and mentioned a shitload of people I had never heard of.
while Craig and I giggled in the back.
Yeah. But
Oh, there was a level of condescension in that room.
yeah.
When the wrestling came on, I was like, you could actually hear somebody like yanking down my spandex.
Yeah.
It was just awful. I felt so awkward. I actually cut the conversation early because I got self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, wait a minute. I just talked about fucking Star Wars for 40 minutes, and Dave went on for another 40 minutes about fucking dragons.
Yeah.
So what the fuck am I feeling about? At least my people exist.
Yeah. Do they? As characters.
Yeah, they're playing characters.
They're playing characters. A bunch of dudes fighting each other
over make-believe things.
over make-believe things.
As opposed to
it's a soap opera.
Yeah.
okay, so and Game of Thrones isn't.
Oh, it definitely is.
It's 100% a soap
All
opera.
right, well then.
But it just has a broader
But there's
appeal.
dragons and guys and girls
Dragons
bang,
that aren't
and guys
there.
and girls banging.
Okay.
And girls and girls.
And girls and you
All
might
right,
see a
but
tit
none of
once
them are
in a while.
actually banging. And when they're
No, there's a bunch of them banging.
but when they're filming it and they're pointing to the sky, there ain't no dragon there. There's just a big empty space in the sky that they're all ducking from.
Exactly.
So whatever.
Exactly. Like when fucking Hulk Hogan hit him in his head. He didn't actually hit him. He just shook and stomped his foot.
All right, but at least the elbow existed in reality. It might not have been anywhere near his head, but at least the elbow existed.
But yeah.
Not the flying winged horse
the
thing.
The
Well, what
penetration
we're
in Game of
getting to-
Thrones is as real as the table that's breaking underneath some guy's back in the
Yes,
ring.
that's what we're getting to. Is it's all it's entertainment. It's all entertainment.
Yeah.
Which is
And
why
we
they
all-
named it Nerd Entertainment Hub.
Exactly.
And which is why we just got sucked in right now for another 10 minutes.
And we did.
We could keep going.
And this is exactly what that audio sounded like. Yeah. That silence you hear was the host of the guys that had us on.
Yeah.
We stepped on them so badly. There was a little bit of a delay with the audio. We were doing it over Skype.
It was the first time we did it that way.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
rough.
we had a little delay.
We're going to do it better. We're going to have them on, and I think what we should do is do everything but nerd stuff. And I think we should ask them about dead celebrities and social media and all the things that we really sign on.
Great. We need to bring some of what we talk about.
It has to be our stuff with kind of a little focus for them to get them in. Yeah,
I would love to get them in some kind of the arguments that we've had on this show. And you haven't been a part of this as of yet, Dave. But I think we should bring them into our world and then let them talk.
Sure.
And do what we
voice
do.
It. Yeah.
Let them bring some ideas, kind of like we did.
Exactly.
You know, what do they think someone we would talk about for this particular week or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like there's a lot more common ground there than I first thought. The bullets might not have been necessary, but I think it sparked a hell of a discussion.
No, it pushed the show and continued the conversation on as well.
Yep.
I think it was a lot of fun. Whether the show was usable because of recording, because of technical issues.
It was fun just doing it.
It was just fun doing it and talking with those guys. And I would do it again in a second.
Absolutely.
So one more shout out to the Nerd Entertainment Hub at Nerdy Hub on Twitter and I assume other social media. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think Facebook is the same thing. I think. I don't know.
But we are going to raise one more glass tonight to the Nerd Entertainment Hub. Thanks for having us on, guys.
Nerdy Hub.
Sorry we hijacked it, but you'll learn if you listen to our show. That's what we do.
Yep. Didn't have the look of the Irish. Lori Loughlin. Or her kids. Her apparently dumb kids.
Unmotivated dumb kids.
Unmotivated dumb kids.
Yeah, I know they couldn't handle the rigorous USC entrance exam.
Yep. Her daughter was making way more money not even going to college.
Right.
She had that Sephora line. Oh, was that
makeup.
her?
It was makeup.
It was makeup.
Yeah, one of her daughters.
From Sephora.
Yeah.
And they had named a whole line of it after her.
Yeah.
And she had so many views on YouTube. She was making a ton of money.
She was basically an influencer, right?
And
Yes.
Yes. One of those people that was like, hey, I'm, like a Paris Hilton type person. You know what I mean?
Without the dick in her mouth.
But with the same IQ.
And without all that fuck you Aunt Becky money.
Yeah. And last year she actually made a comment saying, I really don't care about college. I just want to go and do the party thing and stuff. So Sephora dropped her immediately. They canceled her line and everything. Done. Done. Instantly.
So,
gone.
I mean, for the 5 people in America that don't know what we're talking about. Okay, basically, Lori Loughlin, known for Full House and everything the Hallmark Channel ever made.
With Snow.
And then Felicity Huffman, best known for being fucking...
Married to William H. Macy?
Yes.
Yep.
And also showing up on Desperate Housewives. We just didn't know how desperate she was.
Yeah, exactly.
So these are millionaires on top of millionaires on top of millionaires. Yes, Lori Loughlin, amazingly. She of the starring role in Rad.
Yeah.
Is a fucking multi-millionaire because she decided to spread her cheeks for fucking Massimo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is,
Made a shit ton of money because she married some kind of fashion icon who now sells all of his wares in Target. But
Not for long.
Well, I imagine that's coming to an end real soon.
I thought a lot of her money came from residuals from Jesse and the Rippers.
Yes. When he showed up on stage with the Beach Boys singing Kokomo and a pair of jams. Yeah. You know what? Honestly, I like John Stamos, but I kind of hope he feels the burn from this just by association.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lori Loughlin, who was basically America's sweetheart, if you ever had one, she made every Christian-themed movie and every Christmas in a small town movie.
She was on Growing Pains too, wasn't it?
No.
Didn't she appear?
No,
it wasn't. No, it wasn't her. I'm thinking of somebody else. Never
You're
mind.
thinking of Chelsea Noble.
Yeah. That's what I was
who
thinking.
married Kirk Cameron.
Yeah. Yep.
No, but Lori Loughlin wasn't as smart. See, Chelsea Noble married Kirk Cameron. Lori Loughlin decided to write Massimo and then cheat people out of college exams by flaunting her money and getting her untalented no-brain children.
Dumb children.
All this is dumb children.
And not only
Unmotivated. They're not even just dumb. They just didn't give a shit.
But my other thing is it's got nothing to do with ensuring their children's future because it was already insured.
Yep.
All it was giving them status. So that college degree had nothing to do with a job or them, advancing in life. It had to do with, I graduated from such and such a university.
No, it had to do with my kid graduated from such and such university.
Status.
It had nothing to do with the kids at all.
All right, but we're not fighting for Stanford here. Okay,
No.
we're not fighting for Duke, or we're not definitely not Harvard, Yale. We're talking about USC.
Yeah.
Okay, which is roughly 5 seconds from Compton.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the status symbol here. You got a campus in the middle of the hood, but you want to get your kid in there, and instead of just telling your kids, hey, you know what, pick up a fucking book.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna pay $500,000 to get you on a crew team for 2 spots that don't exist on a sport you've never done.
I won't pay less than that for a tutor and actually make your kid smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these, to me, it's the same kind of mindset as like those parents that get overly involved in their kids playing sports.
Yeah.
They try to relive their childhood through their
Living
kids' sports.
vicariously through their
Right,
kids.
so like she's trying to show off by saying her kids went to this college, whatever it was. Maybe she was kind of smart enough to not pick an Ivy League school, but that might raise a few red flags. I don't know.
But they were all part of this together.
Yo,
Like,
it was
this
a huge...
This is a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's amazing is they named 50 people. I guarantee there's more names coming.
Oh, there's a ton more. If it's been going on going on, hell yeah.
And it's a lot of the names are California and Texas, but you've seen ties to Wake Forest, which is on the East Coast.
Yep.
Even there was a tennis coach at URI that was tied to this here in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So it goes all over the place. This is not the end of this story.
No, it's going to get bigger and bigger.
But what we learned is, and I'm reading it right from the sheet here, some deep-pocketed parents paid as much as $6.5 million. How dumb is your fucking kid?
Right, yeah.
The article doesn't say that, but
if you're going to, how about just give him the $6.5 million and just let him eat muffins and lay on a couch drooling on himself for the rest of his life? He should be okay.
Any similarities to people we know is completely coincidental.
Yeah. I was just going to say, he's doing it for free.
Yeah.
But most people put down between $250 and $400K.
Yeah.
Okay, so Felicity Huffman, by contrast, is barely a factor here because she only put down $15,000. I say only.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so apparently her kid was above drooling.
Yeah, yeah.
She wasn't quite as mentally unstable as the rest of these children.
Yeah. Which, but for her, we see her name because she's a name. I liken almost back to the Robert Kraft thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was that big name in that story. These two actresses are the big names here that people will recognize and draw the attention to.
How many other just CEOs of smaller companies but profiting just as much did the same thing?
Yeah. It was a calculated ring. I think Brad used that term. Like, it was ridiculous. What part of it, what got me is one of Lori Loughlin's daughters, when this news broke that her mother was involved, she was on a yacht owned by one of the trustees at USC.
Yes.
Hanging out on a yacht, which is what that tells everything right there.
Yep, there you go.
It's all about status and bragging about my family, this, and that. It has nothing to do with education at all.
Nothing. And the worst part about it is you filled up seats in that school.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kids out there that are so much more intelligent and so much more deserving that don't even have the closest opportunity to get into that school.
Yep.
And you blew more than that kid's tuition to get your dumbass kid in there for one.
On a sports team they never played. And that's, I think, where the big hook is coming.
Well, that's where the big trouble is coming.
Yeah. Well, they're facing... The number I saw today was a little inflated, but it may hold water if everybody else gets involved. They were saying that this ring is subject to a $500 billion lawsuit. And if you think about the amount of kids that got fucked out of spots and scholarships, the amount of damages they're going to have to pay on this is frightening.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this. I'm not sympathetic to what they did, but I wouldn't want to be Lori Loughlin right now.
No.
Because Lori Loughlin, I mean, she shut down all her social media. Everybody went to Twitter.
Of course, she's done. She's done.
She's done with work and in her profession.
And what work was she really doing? She was playing a fucking wholehearted, like, soft shit.
But
it's all an act.
Yeah.
Like Hallmark, she had work lined up. They had
10
her
years.
for 10
Yeah.
years. Done. Gone.
Out.
Gone.
I mean, what are they going to do? Are they canceling Christmas now?
She'll be doing commercials for Tide next year.
I don't think she'll get. Tide's not going to hire her.
No.
Who's
Maybe
going to
not.
hire her? She's
Maybe
a
not.
cancer.
Yeah.
She's going to start showing up on like Alex Jones and shit like that, because she's going to take it
It's
to
a
the other
conspiracy.
direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else she's going to do, but what wholesome household brand is going to hire her? She would have to get cleared of all this.
You're right.
And they've got more evidence against her than anybody else. All right, so Lori Loughlin, cheers.
Good choice.
I tell you right now, I think we should throw this out there. If Lori Loughlin wants to come on a podcast,
Come on down.
we'll have her.
Yeah.
We'll give you $7.
I will give her $7 in 7 minutes, and 6 of those will be about rad.
All right. So for me, all these rich, powerful people, whether they were famous or not, were involved in this big conspiracy. They thought they would just bribe these folks, get their kids into school, and no one ever thinking any of it. Right? They had everyone involved, from the coaches to the traders, parents. Like, they thought, I'm not going to get caught. Fuck it, we're doing this. But these aren't the only folks that thought that didn't think something would happen to them.
Not gonna happen to us.
Right?
Yeah.
It won't happen to me.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Happens on a small scale, too. Perfect example is this woman who was at the zoo just recently. Where was she? In Arizona? The woman that got mauled by the cougar or puma? What was it?
It was a jaguar.
Jaguar. I'm sorry. Yeah. So anyway, so this woman was at a zoo in Arizona. Initially, it was reported she was trying to take a selfie with this jaguar.
Yeah.
Jaguar. Got too close to the cage, and the thing reached out and swiped at her face and caught her.
Caught her good.
Yeah.
More than just her face.
It caught her enough where they blurred out the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
So I mean, I got to ask, what zoo allows you that close proximity to a fucking jaguar?
No zoo.
Exactly.
She took it on herself to lean over the barriers and get closer.
All right, but even the barriers. This is a cat that could probably jump 25 feet at a moment's notice.
That was my whole thing with this. I mean, she's an idiot. If you're leaning in that close, this is an animal that it doesn't like you. It doesn't want to take a selfie with you.
Yeah.
It's like food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking hook it and pull it in, and it will smash you through the little 1-inch grates.
Yeah.
And pull you through like a hamburger.
How do you get your burgers?
Yeah. No.
What inner city burger joints are you going to?
Well, I didn't mean hamburger. Ground beef. It'll play. There you go. Right.
This is no different than Clarice Starling standing behind the yellow line when she talked to Hannibal Lecter.
Yes, exactly.
You can go in front of this line. There's going to be consequences.
Exactly. So the thing is much as she's an idiot, the zoo does have a little responsibility. There should be plenty of clearance.
I mean, if you want to watch a jaguar run around, you don't need to be that close.
No,
because ultimately
exactly.
that thing is going to be pouncing all over the place and
Yeah.
doing what it does. Or it's going to be sitting in one spot, looking at you with absolute disdain, telling you to go fuck yourself in whatever way a large cat does.
Yeah.
But I got to hand it to the zoo PR people. Maybe that's just because I'm kind of in that industry.
No, I get it.
But the fact is, since this story came out, the woman is now apologizing to the zoo.
Yeah.
She walked out of a zoo while trying to get a photo opportunity in a place full of photo opportunities.
Yeah.
She tried to create one that maybe she went too far, but actually ended up apologizing to the zoo for crossing over the barrier,
Yeah.
even though the zoo shouldn't have made that an option.
No, exactly.
Okay, but then she wanted to clear her name, though, because there was a statute of guilt here. And so, I never crossed the barrier. I was not trying to get a selfie, she said. If I was trying to get a selfie, I think my injuries would be in a different place. That automatically sounds like she shoved her cooch through the fucking ring.
And that cow's like, get that out of here. Wrong fish.
Panther, I got a cougar right here. Smashing it through the grate.
This is when I wish we still had a camera so we could see Craig's motion when he said that.
I did thrust my hip.
But he also put his hands 3 feet apart. He was gesturing to a crotch. He's assuming this woman is 480 pounds. Which she might have well been. I don't know.
But he was wrapping her ass around his waist.
That's like going back to like the kid who fell into the gorilla pit a few years back.
Yeah.
How'd that kid fall into the gorilla pit? I mean, yeah,
Gravity.
he crawled up, out of, sight of the parents. And I get that happens, but
Why was there opportunity for that to happen?
but not only that, why was the pit that he crawled over so close to where the gorillas are? Shouldn't there have been a second pit?
Yeah.
Or a second barrier of protection?
That would have never happened in Trump's America.
No. No.
First of all, Harambe would be on the other side of
You
the
want to
fence.
play with gorillas? You're gonna get the best gorilla.
Believe me, the animals are paying for the wall.
Believe me, it's gonna pay. That
He
gorilla's
had
gonna pay for the
Harambe
wall.
paying for the wall. That's why he was so pissed off.
Nobody loves animals more than I do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this woman said.
Yeah.
Okay, she got as close as anybody should to a live jaguar, and then said, "I never expected the jaguar's paw to come through the fence." Where did you expect it to go? A high five?
Yeah.
Up over the top?
She got as close as nobody shouldn't.
Yeah. Exactly.
She expected to jump in there and be coddled, and they'd get a froyo.
Yeah.
They would do some stupid shit, but no, she was genuinely surprised that a wild animal would attack her for entering the 18 feet of personal space that the Arizona Zoo gave it. Actually, what was the name of this? It's Wildlife World Zoo and Aquarium. Because when I think Phoenix, Arizona, I think aquatic.
Yeah.
She eventually admitted that she was wrong for leaning over the barrier, and then put it right back on the zoo. So she apologized for being an asshole, but they said, "Hey, not for anything. Maybe you should move back the fence a little bit."
Yeah. Well, I agree. Don't get me wrong. If there's a sign on the front that says "Don't lean over barrier," don't fucking do it.
Right.
So the zoo's right on that part, and she's an idiot.
Yes.
But at the same time, like we said this earlier, it says do not eat on silicone packets in a box of shoes. And that's because someone ate it. Yeah.
I always tell people that I work with that just get hired, I'm like, don't be the reason that a company-wide email goes out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who this woman is right now for zoos.
Exactly.
Yeah. What if it was a different scenario and she just said barriers should be further apart? All right, we agree. But don't throw yourself in there to prove a point.
You want to know how sorry the zoo was? Actually, just click to a different link from within the article. I mean, even a zoo in Phoenix, a zoo and aquarium in Phoenix, Arizona, the heart of the desert, they still answer to the almighty dollar. And it was real simple. One woman tweeted, "Lady got what she deserved. If you put the jaguar down, I'll never go there again." The zoo responded within minutes, "She won't be put down." Okay, so the jaguar, obviously, you're in the jaguar space.
Why would you put that? If I would be furious if they put the jaguar down. It did nothing wrong. It did exactly what it does.
Yeah. Hashtag Harambe too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Harambe loved children.
Yeah. In pieces. like one like
Uncle
I like
Bob.
when he loved them in chunks.
He left kids before dinner. Snack.
All right. Well, speaking of things deader than this episode.
Yeah.
All right. We were talking off the air when we took a break. We were saying, we got all these headlines and everything seems to be good, but none of this really matters. We're talking about people who never thought it was going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Right.
And we talked about the big one, obviously. You got these bullshit fake actresses and whatever making more money than they ever deserve, flaunting it, and then getting burned. Mm-hmm. And then we talk about a woman who went to a zoo and said, "You know what? Those rules don't apply to me, so I'm going to stick my arm through there." And then I got annoyed when nature does what nature does.
Yeah.
But all of this is just headlines. Have anybody at this table, and I'm only looking at one guy, has anybody done something where you said, I hear about these things, but I never think it's going to happen to me? And I know you had a story, Craig, so I'm going to turn it over to you in your harmonious voice.
Right. Well, that's right, because I brought it up because we were talking about, Mike's aunt and uncle passed away this week,
Yep.
and, we had the wake and the funeral. I hadn't thought about this in years, because this happened when I was I think I was like 21 or 22. Good friend of mine from childhood. His father passed away. So I called him, and I said, okay, where's this service? I'd like to go. So he tells me, now we live in a small town, and there are 2 funeral homes in the town. So he gives me the name of the funeral home. So I walk in the door, and as I walk in the door, I sign, they have the sign-in sheet, like, as a guest. So I sign in, and I walk up, I approach the casket, and I kneel down. And when I kneel down, I look at the casket, and I'm like, holy shit, this is not his father.
So you have 2 choices at this point.
Yeah. So I got 2 choices.
Uh-huh.
Do I just walk out like an asshole, or do I say? So I finish kneeling. You do the whole prayer thing. And I got up, and I went down the reception line. And the funny thing was, everybody's looking. They're like, "Who is this? Like who?" And I wanted to say I worked with him. That guy hasn't worked in fucking 52 years. Like 170 years old.
His fingers are all soft.
That guy retired way before I was born. So I couldn't, I'm like, couldn't say that. I couldn't, like I'm from the club. There was nothing I could do except walk down this line of people and just go, sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. Sorry. And then walk out infuriated. He gave me the wrong. It was at the other funeral home that's in town.
It wasn't at the Portuguese funeral home.
Yeah,
It was at
his
the other Portuguese
own
funeral
father.
home.
He gave his own dad. He gave me directions to the wrong funeral. Not directions, but said, "Oh yeah, it's over there." It's not directions. The town's a grid.
6
that's
square
fucking
miles.
3 miles long. Yeah. There's 2 funeral homes in it. Yeah.
See, I would have used that opportunity to really build up this guy's life and create mystery. and by that, like, when you're walking through, like, how did you know him? Well, we yachted together.
Yeah.
Or well, there was that one time we were on that case where we were staking out I can't talk about it. And then you just moved down the line. You could have created a conversation for that post party that would have been way good. But no, you just panicked.
That motherfucker was old enough. I could have said we were on the expedition for the Fountain of Youth, and I found it, and he didn't. The guy was 100 and so. There was not, because that was the first thing I thought. Like, I'll just say it worked with him, but I'm looking at him like, that guy says fucking worked since the 70s.
That guy worked on the railroad. Inflated.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, fuck, what can I'm like. It was the worst.
I took over the role of Highlander.
Yeah. It was the worst feeling ever. Like, but at the same time, I'm walking down the thing. I'm like, this is fucking brilliant. Like, like almost like you said, this would never happen to you.
Yeah. Did you sign the book?
Yeah,
of course you did.
So I had to leave and go to a second funeral.
At that point, you're checking
the right people.
You're checking the cards.
Yeah.
You're peeking in.
Yeah, and
before
as I pulled up, I started recognizing people. I'm like, okay, here I am. But I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? But the best was I started telling people inside that wake that what just happened. So everybody was laughing and like, what the fuck?
You were a headline in Wake Weekly.
Yeah. So now it's funny. Anytime someone passes, I'm like, I double, triple check before I walk in anywhere. I'll never do that again. It was horrible.
Oh my God.
Dave?
Well, I
beat that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can beat it, but mine was actually at a wedding. So I went to a wedding for a friend from high school. It was down in D.C., so I traveled. And they had the wedding reception at the same hotel where most of the people were staying, which is great. Fuck.
Yeah.
Buy a bunch of booze, party in the room, drink, go down to the big reception room, whatever, and party. And so we've been there. It was for a weekend, and we're down there just drinking and partying and going to the wedding and having fun. And I don't remember what they were serving for food, but it caught me a little bit. So on my way over to the bar, I was like, "Oh, fucking crop dust. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna lay some."
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wait
name.
a minute. Are you going to tell a fart story?
It's not a fart story.
It's a I just shit my pants story.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. So I decided to crop dust a few tables on my way to the bar.
Blaze a trail.
I gambled and lost. So I didn't fart. I shit my pants.
No.
Now I'm traveling.
Oh my God.
800 miles from home with 2 pairs of clothes and enough underwear to last me for 3 days. I'm wearing one of them. So I have. So I've heard
You're wiped with the second one.
So I've heard about
no socks for the rest of the week.
I've heard about people having accidents and things. And I actually pushed and I had an accident. I never thought. I was like, oh, that didn't feel like a fart.
It wasn't an accident.
That was a choice.
Yeah. Yep. I was like, I can get this out. I'm good. I was right. I got it out. So, yeah. So I had to maintain my composure. So I went up to the bar. I halfway through my stride must have changed because I was pinching my ass so tight. I got a drink. I sat it by my table, and I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I went upstairs 8 floors to my room and panicked for 15 minutes.
And showered for another 12.
So I ended up changing. Luckily, the damage was contained to just my underwear. But I didn't know what to do with it at that point. I managed to get changed. Right. I managed to change and put on some clean clothes, but now I've got this handful of shitty underwear. What do I do with it? I'm in a hotel room.
They got windows.
Yeah, no, they went in the trash barrel in the hallway next to the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody waiting for a ride.
Knows what Dave had for dinner that day.
Oh,
That's
my God.
So yeah, I don't.
I would not have thrown him out in the room.
No, you can't. You're sleeping in this one room. That will catch up to you quick.
And you're gonna tip Rosita at the end of the night, and she's gonna know you shit your fucking pants. It'd be horrible.
Nope.
I always tip well when I'm traveling alone because just jerking off in hotel towels.
Well, that's different.
And I know they know it.
Because they have blue lights. They wear them like those little, like a fucking miner's headlamp.
They got like GoPros.
Yeah, it's like a miner's headlamp. They just walk around like looking at everything.
The hotel cleaning staff looks like all the kids from Temple of Doom.
That's what they called my room, ironically enough.
Oh, Mom Shiba. Oh, Mom Shiba. Oh, Mom Shiba.
They grabbed my towel, Kalima.
Yeah, my pants had the Black Death that night, that's for sure.
Oh, Jesus.
No more parachute.
No. What's embarrassing is that I was also going to tell a fart story, but I will never match up to that, so I'll save it for another episode.
I told the shark story.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, gambled and lost. That was one of those things that you never thought. Then it happened. I'm like, I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
Right when I first started my own business and stuff, and I had this kid come and help me. I'll just say his name was Chris, right? And first day on the job with me.
His first day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew him.
Yeah.
So, but I've known him. I've known him for a while. But it was his first day working with me. So I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I get a coffee, and he's like, I never had coffee before. So
How old was this kid?
At this time, probably about 21, 22, right?
I never drank coffee until I had my first kid.
And he said, and it wasn't that he never wanted it. He was just, it was one of those things. It's like, I
Never
never really
needed it.
had it. So I said, you want one? I'll buy you one. So he's like, I'll try it. So right away, I'm like, well, I'm going to give you your first coffee is going to be black. With no sugar. Because I'm not going to hand him coffee milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he takes it, right? So he's like, oh, it's okay. It's a little bitter. He's drinking it, right? Within 8 minutes, we're driving to the job. He goes, dude, bring me home. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I go to the bathroom. I'm like, well, not you. I'll stop at the store. He's like, no, bring me home. I'm like, why? He's like, dude, I shit myself a little bit. So I'm like, really? I'm like, you shit yourself a little bit? And he goes, nope, a lot. And he wrote, that was the first time planking should have became He had his fucking feet on the floor and his head on the headrest and was stiff as a board the whole ride home.
Just letting it run down his pant legs.
Oh, he was... I was fucking crying and laughing, and he was so embarrassed and mad. I mean, I knew him, so he wasn't like that embarrassed. He's like so mad at me. I'm like, dude, I didn't buy you X-Lax. I bought you a cup of coffee. What the fuck? You're the one who shit your pants.
Seriously, control yourself.
It was within minutes.
Oh my God.
I think he's on T now.
So you kind of know what it's like to have kids?
Yeah.
At a moment's notice.
Yep. When you hear running and then a door slam, someone shit their pants.
Yeah.
My
Same thing
favorite
at my
is
house.
So I get Ethan, he runs upstairs and he's like, oh no. And that's when you know he's just shy of the mark.
Yeah.
Oops. See, mine's after the fact. I'll hear the footsteps, the bathroom door slam, and then nothing. All right. 5-10 minutes later, Daddy? I'm like, no, I am going to go clean up a mess.
Yeah.
Yep. I
See,
need,
Get them up.
Ethan,
I need a nozzle.
Ethan doesn't do that whole annoying door thing. He just leaves it wide open so we can all see him. And he turns himself into a human taco in the toilet. The kid looks like a fucking Russian gymnast. He's got his knees at his chin, and he's sitting in there, but at least he's ensuring that it all stays in the bowl. You want to hear a funny story about Ethan, since I'm already portraying how smart my kids are. Ethan believed for the longest time, because he had a booster seat, like a potty, that we put on top of the toilet seat.
Yep.
That's how we trained him.
Right.
Then we said, no, you're a big boy now. We're going to take that off, and you're going to sit on the regular seat. What we didn't tell him is that's where it ends. Ethan thought that the toilet seat was just the middle step.
Oh.
So he started lifting up the toilet seat and
just
sitting in the bowl. And he actually told me, he's like, now I can poop like you do. So at first, so many thoughts are rushing through my head. At first, I'm like, well, has he ever watched me dump in a bare bowl before? And if so, why is he watching? Where's the hole in the door? Was the door cracked one night?
Yeah.
I don't do this very publicly. But he thought he had leveled up.
Yeah. Next level.
Yeah, he had graduated to the advanced level of shitting. And so he was doing that for a while. So every time he'd get out of the bathroom, I would see extra toilet paper in the garbage can. That's because he was wiping his wet ass.
Drying his ass.
But no, didn't feel the need to flush that. That got to stay right in the can for posterity. I think I just named the episode Posterior Posterity.
Oh, shit.
So I don't have a story like that to even come close. But if we can't end a show on my son dipping his balls in fucking toilet water, I don't know what does.
Right?
So let's do a little housekeeping.
Yeah.
Clearly this week we were caught a little off guard with
Yep.
everything that happened.
Yeah.
So again, one more shout out to our colleague and co-host Mike, our friend Mike, more importantly.
Yep.
Sincere condolences for your loss to you and all your family. Our thoughts are with you, buddy. We miss you tonight, but we know why you're not here. We'll come back strong next week, all four of us, no worries. Yep. In the meantime, hopefully you enjoyed what we scraped together from this episode.
Oh, God.
This was an interesting week, to say the least. But regardless of what you heard tonight, go check us out on social media. It's at NTS_podcast on all your major social media networks. Also, we haven't plugged our shit in a while.
No, we haven't.
So I'm going to say we do have T-shirts and some other various swag at the appropriately named, needless to say, swag shop. And that's over at teespring.com.
Yep.
I'd give you the URL. You would get a seizure listening to it.
Yeah, just go to Teespring and type in needless to say in the search bar.
Needless to say, swag shop. You got to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how stiff the competition is over there.
Oh, damn.
Okay, but if you need a shirt that talks about Mike's Sausage Shop, we've got it.
We got it.
If you need a shirt that talks about Craig's neck thing, we don't have it yet, but we will. If you need a shirt that talks about Dave, he won't be on the show that long. Don't worry about it. Yeah, check us out over there. Honestly, everything over there is still a collector's item, and we are actually running low, believe it or not. Inventory, I've stopped production on all of our current shirts.
Well, yeah.
So basically, anything that's there is what's left. Grab it. Remember the good old days? And then when the new Needless to Say swag shop launches in the very near future, with 4 faces on the back of your 4X t-shirt, you'll understand why. Other than that, we have no music this week.
No.
We have no new announcements this week. We will have a lot more for you next week.
Yes.
Dave?
I think one more shout out to the guys over at Nerd Entertainment Hub.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One more shout out to the Nerdy Hub guys. I think we had a lot of fun with them.
Oh, yeah. We had a blast.
Yeah. So I think worth mentioning again, we had fun. I hope they had fun too.
Yep.
Like Brad said, like the show, listen to the show, tell your friends about it. But the most important thing is listen. Don't just tell people, listen and enjoy it.
Yep.
That's it. And honestly, guys at the Nerd Entertainment Hub, if you want us to come on your show and step on all your comments again, we're more than welcome. We're more than willing to do it. So with that, I don't have any other words. I want to give it, actually this week, I want to give it to the guy who admitted in just his second month of being on this show that he shit himself. Dave, take us out.
Needless to say, we said it.